Do not post your referral codes. Doing so will result in being blocked and reported. Thank you. Hey guys, it's Jason121 here. Gonna be talking about Bahamut, or however you would enunciate that. But before we get started with today's video, let's go ahead and just go through the basics. Leader name, Mellison1980. If you want to join our order, House of Gods, please be sure to message him. Feel free to message me in-game, Jaybo785. If you're a new player or have an extra phone laying around, use my referral code, RUM26800. That will get you a rare card. That will get me a rare card. It will also get you 100,000 rubies. So now that's out of the way, what are we going to be talking about in today's video? Two things. We're going to be comparing some defense man cards. One of the newest ones is the Popstar or Master Popstar card. We're going to be talking about Master Witch, Paladin, of course the Master Popstar, and Guinevere. These cards' stats. And again, got to give RageTradesBlogspot.com and GameFAQs.com a big shout out to those websites there. And if you're a new player or have questions about a card's value or stats, check out both those sites. And we're also going to be talking about a little competition that I'm going to be holding. And I really hope that I get a lot of you to participate in this. Currently, we have 92 subscribers, and my goal is to get 100. And we'll be going over that a little bit more. So stay tuned for that, because I think that y'all be really pleased with that little competition I'm going to set up. So, talking about some of these cards, Rage Blogspot just posted up the stats of the Master Popstar. It's kind of small here, so let me go ahead and zoom in. Alright, so mainly what you're going to be working at is the defense of this card, since of course it's a man defense card. At a 4 synthetic or a 4-6 stats, so taking 4 Master Popstars, maxing each one out every time until you end up with that nickname status of its master status or max status. Defense is 14,221, okay? If you use all 8 cards, it's 14,718. Just for the sake of time, HP, and whatever else you'd spend on these cards, I'm going to be going over nothing but the 4-6 status, okay? So, the cards that I'm going to be talking about are Paladin, which at the 4-6 status is 15,397. Master Witch, 15,521. We're going to be talking about the Captain again, 17,276. And of course, we're going to be talking about the Master Popstar and the stats and the skills that go along with it. Master Witch's skill is Explosion, which is a big hit that foes God attack, which is pretty good and pretty useful. We have Paladin, which many of you already know, which is a big boost to man's defense. We also have Master Popstar, which is the new card that came out. And by the way, I mentioned this in my last video, but just to clarify, you have to get both the normal set and the plus set of those treasure cards, all 3 of them, the Werewolf, the Man, and the God, and then reach Wave or Quest level 100. And upon that, you get 1 Master Popstar. And we also have Guinevere, which was from the last Holy Wars, and that's a big boost to defense all. So as you can see, it has the same effect as Master Popstar, where Paladin is just a boost in the man's defense, but has about the same percentage of skill boost. And then you have a big hit to foes God's attack, and you also have the Captain, which is a big hit to man's attack, which unfortunately I don't have this picture up right now. So, which one of these, comparing the stats and comparing the effect, is the best? One of the things that I've noticed is that Master Witch really doesn't give a lot of credit. Even though that it has basically the same defense as the Paladin, it's valued at almost half the cost, at about 10 to 12 and sometimes as high as 15 HP, which I think it's really quite highly underrated. In fact, rather than going for 3, 4, or 5 Paladins in a deck, since typically just a max of 3 of the stats goes off, I think that a Master Witch would actually be a better bonus. And the reason I say that, and if you go back to my Valkyrie versus Lucy's effect, is that if you have an extremely strong God deck attacking you, then this Master Witch could typically actually take off more damage than what you would be able to boost up with the Paladin. Also, the Paladins, typically the cheapest I've seen these are about 20 HP. Very rarely you'll see them less than that, sometimes as cheap as 18, but I've also seen them as high as 30 HP. For just a couple more defense points, I honestly don't think that it's worth it, and I think that the Master Witch is highly underappreciated. So, let's go ahead and compare the Guinevere with the Master Popstar. Guinevere, it maxes out at about 12,000 defense. Master Popstar maxes out at about 14,000 defense, which is a lot more. It basically compares or contends a lot more with the Paladin and the Master Witch, although its defense is somewhat lacking. The nice thing about it, though, is if you have a multicultural deck that is, since it's a big boost to defense all, that will also boost itself along with those other 4 cards, which the Paladin does lack. Now, the great thing about Master Popstar is even though that it's an SSR status, when you get to that final stat, it is actually pretty damn cheap compared to the Paladin. I got 4 of these. One I earned, one I got for 15 HP, and 2 I got for 16 HP, which for just being a little bit weaker than the Paladin is pretty damn good. The Guinevere, I honestly have to say, it's just disappointing. It is... I would not even buy this card for as cheap as it is, which I've seen them go for 8 to 12 HP, for the simple fact that you're going to get tired of it pretty damn quick and start looking for something else to replace it for. The one step below this would be the Holy Knight, which I think is like 1,000 defense less than this card's 15 max status. So it's just not worth it, especially since you can get Holy Knights for about 1 HP per. So you can completely fill out your deck for about what one of these 4 6s would cost you. So that's just completely freaking worthless. So that being said, I actually think that a multicultural deck of a Master Witch, a Paladin, a Master Popstar, and I can't think of the card off the top of my head that would basically attack a demon's attack points, and especially if you use a multicultural deck, that Master Popstar is very, very good for the price. The only downside that I could see is since it is an SSR status, that getting enough feeder cards for that is going to be kind of disappointing. But, you know, for its cost, is it worth it? Yeah, why not? Especially since it gives you more room to breathe if you decide to use a multicultural deck, which the Paladin can lack you on. Now, including that 5% boost if you're a defense leader in the upcoming wars, another 5% boost, and then if you get this card's stats up to, I say 6 because honestly 10 starts to get kind of ridiculous in the amount of rares and high rares that it takes, then, you know, that's an additional 10% boost. So that 20% boost plus I think a big boost to defense is 10 to 12%. And you're looking at a 22% boost to all your cards' defense stats. Then if you throw in something like a Captain, which has a 17,000 defense, you're looking at a pretty damn big boost. So, that being said, you know, you got yourself quite a range of cards to choose from, guys. You know, factor in what you can afford, don't invest too much into it, and understand that this game is constantly changing, constantly evolving. So choose wisely. Let's go ahead and exit out a couple of these screens, and let's start talking about the competition, okay? So, I'm just going to go ahead and read this word for word. Rage of Bahamut, or Rage of Bahamut, essay competition. Write an essay in the comment section below about how you've worked on improving your life or worked on improving someone else's life around you. The more recent the event, the better. If you need inspiration, watch the movie Pay It Forward. You're on the honor system. Please be truthful in your response. Winner will be chosen by me. Winner will receive a small prize in-game. Please post your in-game name after your essay. The next competition will be held when 100 subscribers limit is reached. Current is 92 out of 100 subscribers. And of course, as the game goes on and as my videos become more popular, I'm going to get more subscribers. And I will continue to try to hold some type of essay or competition, not just doing with Rage of Bahamut, but in real life too, which I think is important. It could be who does something very nice for their family members, or who does some volunteer work, you know, or who did something just amazing or out of the ordinary. Somebody that does that, I believe that not just in the game, but you believe should be rewarded in real life. So that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to a couple players. In Jeff Coat 1, he's kind of inspired me to get off my ass recently and get back to working on some of these videos. CMA1134, Justin's Beaver, and many, many more. A lot of these guys are the guys that message me in game, ask for ideas, ask for advice, and simply say, "Hey, we like your videos. Continue to make more." So, guys, that being said, one more thing. RUM26800 is my referral code. Please use that if you have an extra phone laying around. That and commenting those positive comments in the comment section below and in-game are what keep me motivated to keep making these videos. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is Jason121 signing off.